This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know that I know.
Perfect.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, it's me and my only friends. And today we are joined by Baby Dick and Rigby himself. What is poppin', squad?
Yinzer's in the building.
Wait a minute, what is this Twitter at?
You need to see that again?
No, I just need to know what BD's Twitter at is and like how we came up with
It's
it.
at baby.
It's
I
very
think Baby
good,
526 Dick, I think.
very good
something
to
like that.
BB. What is
Is that
that?
actually your Twitter handle?
Oh, this?
No,
It just popped up.
I had to freestyle that. I didn't know. I didn't know your
Burger the
Twitter
baby?
handle.
Is that you?
so just making shit up.
It's Baby Dick in Spanish.
Oh, I see. I couldn't find his Twitter either until it was way too late. But yeah, I do like the Virga the baby. That's kind of nice.
VDB.
Just two fellow northeastern
Whoa.
Yinzers
in the house.
building. You know, you guys understand. Clarify for my friend Conrad. Where is Pittsburgh?
In relation to...
Pennsylvania.
No,
Northeast.
Thanks, Rigby.
East Coast.
But
Yeah.
no,
Thank you.
it's the Midwest. Man.
East Coast, Midwest.
You're not in the fucking Midwest.
See, if you guys need a geography class, the Connie-Dixon line will tell you all right? The Connie-Dixon line just goes right past Pittsburgh, and it splits off between the Midwest and the Northeast. And Pittsburgh's just on this side. It's unfortunate for you guys, but, you know, it just happened.
No, you're getting the border of Ohio confused.
No, I got
Right.
it perfectly right.
Uh-huh.
When he's right, he's right.
That's why we call it the Connie-Dixon line, not the Lamana-Dixon line.
Listen, Pittsburgh, Northeast. Youngstown, Midwest.
Exactly.
What is
Some
Youngstown?
guy asked me yesterday on day 6 feature table. He said, "Where's Pittsburgh?" And I looked at him just like dead serious. I was like, "You fucking made day 6. And you're gonna ask me where Pittsburgh is?" He's like, "Yeah, I've never heard of it." I'm like, "It's in Pennsylvania." I was like, "Where are you from?" He said, "North Carolina." I made it farther than I did.
Never heard of it.
Oh, man.
I have to ask you, do you get the Big Ben similarities often?
When I'm in my keto phase and I'm down a little bit of pounds,
Sure.
you could see it in the face. The jawline comes back.
Yeah, the other day I said you are Ben Roethlisberger if you were actually a left tackle instead of a quarterback. And I think that's very accurate.
Do you
to
find
be
that
quite honest.
offensive or non-offensive?
I'm not offended.
Okay, so I did qualify and say I mean this as a compliment.
Yeah.
Rigby
I said
doesn't
with all
strike
due
me as the...
respect first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
there
what?
you go.
I don't strike me as the guy
Gers-
who gets...
Gers was a young motocross star.
It was.
Yeah?
Number 2 in the state in Pennsylvania in BMX.
Really?
Motocross, I was not a star, but
Okay.
we did race.
What CC?
80.
Okay. Oh, so these are baby bikes.
Yeah, these are baby
You
dick
were
years.
baby dicking on this
Yeah,
bike.
Yeah.
I used to be a little dirt bike rider myself,
Yeah?
actually. Yeah, a little 50cc,
Yeah, bring
cruising
a
around
little-
little Brady
That's where
town.
like the strong.
You're from East Brady, right?
Yeah.
Home of Jim Kelly.
Yes.
Which I had forgotten one of these
you
episodes.
got that wrong. And
Well,
then-
I didn't get it wrong. I said he's from somewhere near Katanning. I can't remember what it's called. East Brady was the
Brady.
correct answer.
Yeah, look, I go.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I grew up on Kelly's
trust
Way,
you.
and I
Okay.
tell people I'm top 5 most famous people from East Brady. There's a big drop off from number 1 to the rest. I still say I'm in top 5.
Right. Does it bother you that Jim Kelly does not acknowledge his Yinzer roots?
So I've come to realize I feel like he used to come back around a lot for Riverfest. It's like a little town festival.
Yeah.
And he would sign autographs and do all that, and then he kind of stopped that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I know he's battled cancer and stuff a lot. If
Yeah, he got
maybe,
pretty sick.
that has something to do with it. A few people I know, they know, like, obviously they played with him and grew up with him.
Yeah.
They would speak well of him. But yeah, there for a while, he kind of stopped.
I think
I
he's
like
like
how you're getting emotional, like, but you're also like your hands look like you're dropping bars. You're like,
Some parlays.
I think he's like Marino in the sense that he left, and deep down he's still a Yinzer at heart, but he has to embrace the new place that welcomed him with open arms. So for him it's Buffalo, for Marino it was Miami, and they had to take on their second home, if you will.
I probably can't say the man's name, but someone that we play some poker with back home used to sell some cocaine.
Yeah, don't you probably don't want to say his
And he
name.
has some crazy stories about just
Marino.
about Marino,
Yeah, of course.
and everything that was going on.
I like the
during that
anonymity
time.
here, yeah.
Yeah.
Anonymous
See,
is
the
good.
Roonies were right to not draft him because he's a cokehead, but they were wrong in the fact that he was a Hall of Fame cokehead.
Yeah.
That man would have won some goddamn Super Bowls in the black and gold in the 80s.
I
For
mean,
Gotta
sure.
lock in.
Not for nothing, but during the 80s, I feel like there was a lot of Hall of Fame cokeheads.
Yeah, probably.
I would say there's probably more Hall of Fame cokeheads than non-Hall of Fame
I
cokeheads.
mean, Daryl Strawberry's in the Hall.
It was
Obviously.
the 80s. Everyone was doing coke.
Yeah.
So.
Daryl Strawberry, Doc Gooden. I mean, these guys are.
LT.
That's right, LT.
Yeah.
LT was getting around that end
That's not me.
because he was a
Whoa.
little extra, on the juice, but not the juice that they use now. The old school juice.
He was all over it.
Yeah.
All fucked up.
I'm gonna hit you with some tough ones early. What is the meaning behind the Stoic brand line that you guys got going on? And also, where do you get this merch made?
Where do we cop the merch?
Yeah.
We're going to be coming out with something very shortly for all the fans that
Love it.
would like their Stoic hats and shirts.
Okay.
hoodies. So
All right. I embarrassingly lost mine, and I would like another.
Oh wow.
We have some in town.
It's
we'll get you one.
it's not my fault. I got rid of my car, and I'm pretty sure it's still in the old one.
I mean, you're the epitome of stoicism in
Thank
our
you.
minds. So,
Thank you. Yes.
when we start throwing it around, just like remain stoic at the table, like you are our source of inspiration.
Okay.
Listen.
Now we're talking.
Don't you
He,
do
I mean,
this.
you even have like the stoic.
You're
statue.
goddamn
Yeah.
right, Rigby.
Don't you
He
do this,
understands.
Rigby.
he cries in the car to Louis Capaldi when no one can see.
I don't
It's okay.
cry. I absorb the
When the
Louis
day
Capaldi
bleeds
energy.
and the
If I'm not
night
mistaken,
falls.
Gers, I think it's like how the Stoic thing started. You might have been pitching the cards in it, but in a home game, I went all in on the river, like decent sized bet for the game, and for whatever reason, I don't even know if I've ever spoke the word before. I just started telling myself, "Baby Dick, stay stoic. Baby Dick, stay stoic." Baby Dick, stay stoic. The other person's tank, and I just kept telling myself out loud to stay stoic, and then. Next thing I know, you just went and had Stoic shirts and hats.
Yeah,
made.
when I came out here for the 21 Main, I was like, I need a new hat, and I was like, I'm gonna get Stoic put on it. And the lady that I had it made it lids. She's like, what does this mean? I'm like, well, it's kind of just like an embodiment of like keeping your emotions in check at the poker table. Oh, do you play poker? I'm like, I want to play the main event for the first time, so I need to have some swag.
That was your
Hopefully
first run?
in 21.
Oh, yeah.
First,
Oh, shit.
first
Oh,
swing.
yeah.
Yeah, 2
Nah,
for 3.
Never look
I'm
back.
above the Mendoza line, so.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing just fine.
You're 2 for 3. I'm 0 for 3. Conrad is
Mendoza also
2 for 3.
unknown Yinzer.
5 for 16.
Is he really? I
Whatever.
did not know that.
Yeah. The Mendoza line is I can't remember his first name, but he played for the Pirates in
Harry
like
Mendoza, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I learned also that Dan Wiseman, correct? Is
Yep.
that the name? He
Yep.
was sitting next to me in the main, and
Dan Weinman.
Wyman.
Oh yeah,
Wyman,
Wyman.
Yeah,
he was talking about whatever the hell he was talking about, and then I said, "Oh, well, maybe you should like become stoic or something." And then he got really in depth about stoicism and about saying
Stoicism,
about
but
like
yeah.
the like actual.
The philosophy.
in
Some
depth.
people got
Yeah.
deep
And
with me
then
at some
I
of the
just
tables
said,
too.
I said, well, apparently me wearing, because I had my stoic shirt on too, and then I'm just like, well, apparently me wearing this hat and shirt is the like same as the person wearing a band shirt and doesn't know any
Right.
songs, because he knew way more about true stoicism.
the
than
origins
me.
of stoicism. And,
Yeah, and
He's-
I
so-
never read any book or anything. So
Tell me
at
about
that-
Marcus Aurelius.
See,
Yeah.
no
right,
comment.
yeah.
He was in Gladiator, right?
Almost.
I'm so happy these guys are getting a real dose of what Yinzerisms actually are. I mean, you guys are just the embodiment of everything that I know to be home, and it makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside, like having you here.
I wish we had Iron Cities and we.
Oh, I know. I was saying like, we got
Tough
we
to
got,
come by in
yeah, we
Vegas.
get this California beer. I wish we had some irons. But.
Yeah, tough to come by in Vegas, but I mean, nobody gets it unless you've been a part of it. But talk a little bit about like the underground games in Pittsburgh, because you're talking about being all in on the river against what I can only assume is one of many Yinzer characters that we could begin to rattle off. Be it Griff or
Pizza.
Pizza.
Gumby.
So pizza, well, in general, and
I met Pizza out here for the first time, not back home.
oh really?
Oh yeah, go on.
Pizza.
So I think I was lucky in the sense of, so a lot of friends I have that, they'll grind full time, like go, play 2, 5, 40, 50 hours a week. And obviously you go through your stages of burning out and having to go to the casino and just sit there and like truly grind.
Oh yeah.
And I always say, for me personally, I think the reason I never really got burnt out is since I have access to all these private games, and the Pittsburgh ones, like what you were talking about, the people you play with.
You mean
And
Jack's conglomerate of
Just
underground games?
like
I don't know who that is.
even aside, that game no longer exists. So, but any game that goes on, it's just nobody really gives a damn.
Right,
And
yeah.
people are legit. They're more to have fun. And so I realized really early what it like what you got to bring. You talk about it a lot on the casino private games that you're invited to.
Yeah.
And so 100%, I understand all that. And so, I've always said I've put my liver on the line for the love of the game. So if there is somebody that likes to drink, maybe cherry Ciroc or berry Ciroc, I'll get blackout with them, right? And then so you got to be able to bring different things to the game. And it's not just like people are there more so to have fun and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
And I think more so Pittsburgh games than anywhere else. That's exactly what it is. The banter. If you stack Griff or somebody or whatever.
I mean, you just got all the characters. You got the counselor. You got Griff. You got, you know what I mean? Like,
the counselor.
everybody's doing some fuck shit.
Love
Everyone's
that
got
guy.
a nickname. Everyone's just there to have a good time.
And the nicknames are the absolute best. Like, someone, there was a dude, his name was Ryan, and he was black. Hey, Black Ryan. Or that's what we call him.
Yeah, there's Black Art. There's Jimmy the Button. I mean, there's like just characters that fall. Like
it's the most
nowhere.
like basic nicknames. I forget where I was. People were talking about I don't know if it was up in Turning Stone or somewhere, and something came up about like one of the games, and people were mentioning just the nicknames of the people in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And they're the most basic nicknames, but they get the job done.
They do get the job done. And they put the character on display.
we used to play at the fire halls. Elephant Sue's there. Why? Because she's got an elephant like card protector.
Right.
Elephant Sue and her husband are out there tonight. Yeah.
Yep.
Elephant Sue sounds like a good nickname.
You don't want to
That's
fuck with
amazing.
Elephant Sue.
That was the one at the library?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember all these fucking
So
games.
I grew up
man.
like a mile from there.
Okay.
So that's kind of my origins, like poker and
Yeah, in the fire halls.
yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of bringing the character to the game, we'll get back to your origins in a minute. But when it comes to bringing the character to the game, you have no short of that in your 2 deep main event runs. I think that, maybe for worse on your EV side of things, but for better from the viewing audience standpoint, you are a very big personality that does some ridiculously outlandish shit on one of the biggest stages that poker has to offer.
The biggest.
So I guess let's start from most recent to working backwards. Why the fuck are you sitting out in orbit to get a massage?
That's on Rigby. One, I mean, people talk about it, but they really don't get down to the nitty gritty. Like it is a tiring tournament. So I mean, you're sitting there, you're peeling all day, and you're eating the steakhouse on dinner break. That gets exhausting, right?
Sure.
But
But you're on keto, so no potatoes on the side.
Cool. We gave it up to come out here, and then just all the bloating came back.
Where
for
do we go to
TV.
dinner on dinner breaks? What's the plan?
Binion Steakhouse every night.
Okay.
Bussin'. Yeah. So my whole thing was when my back hurt, and then I actually asked the production team. I said, "Oh, I'd like to get a masseuse up here." I look over, all my buddies and my girlfriend getting their massages, and I'm like, yeah, that looks comfortable. I'd like a masseuse. They said, "You can't have one." I said, "Why?" And they said, "Oh, well, it doesn't look good for TV." And I said, I don't mean to sound like some prima donna. I said, but I'm your zoo animal up here. I'm the show.
Right.
And I was like, why am I not offered the same privileges as every other player in the tournament?
Right.
So I walked off the stage and joined my buddies for a rundown.
I love it.
mean,
Let's fucking go. Let's go.
I got the chips. Yeah, I can afford it. And when my big blind comes back around, I'll
And
hop
then you're
back
nice
off the
and
bench.
refreshed. It actually might be plus EV.
This
to
might
get
be
that
plus EV.
massage.
Yeah, I mean, with my VPIP, yeah, it probably is.
Okay, so maybe the massage is a wash because what for sure is not plus EV is V-pipping 3 deuce 100%. Like having that as your bounty.
Are you even from Pittsburgh saying this shit?
In the rate. Listen, first of all, I was long out of Pittsburgh before the diaper became a thing. Where I come from, we didn't have that hand, and I only know 3 deuce to be the what the fuck do they call it up in
Don't
Reno?
even say it.
Huh?
Don't even
The
fucking
skinny.
say
The
it.
skinny, yeah.
Let's see them take the skinny on the big stage. They're not. So it's just
You're
not.
right. You're right. And I got to tell you, it needs to be renamed if you're the one who's out there repping it because this ain't the skinny anymore,
Check the
bro.
Wikipedia. Check the Wikipedia.
It is definitely not the skinny
It's
anymore.
the diaper and now the 4-3, I guess, is the pull up. Like, where are we
That
going
was
with all
amazing.
this?
The
Yeah,
pull up.
Jaffe pulled that out.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Okay, so you're just You don't care about the money. You're gonna VPIP 3 deuce off in all spots.
Yeah.
You're gonna
That's
find
just
a
the way
way.
it goes.
What do you mean
own
he's
it?
winning money with 3 deuce? Have you not seen what goes on with 3 deuce?
Bro, for the Kings in
He put
21.
on a show with 3 deuce for sure. For sure, you put on a show. We all appreciated it.
We
I
do.
saw a few tweets coming out. Rob Young said, absolutely gutted that GTO Diaper is out of the main event. One of the most entertaining player styles I've ever seen on stream. Saw comments not loving his plays, but getting so many folds and paid when he had the goods. Chip graph like a mean coin. Thanks for and I also saw Alex Livingston say Rigby's everything that's right with poker. These are high praise from members of the community. Do you have regrets? Do you wish you had a chance at these runs again?
I think I will. Like,
Okay.
honest, I truly do.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got a lot of support, from a lot of big names around the community. Like Ben Lamb texted me throughout the tournament, was like, just keep up your game. Remember that you're playing for millions of dollars. Like, you don't got to spike deuce 3 off someone's face every fucking time.
What does he know about winning?
Yeah, but, just banner, right up there that I'm looking at it all the time. But yeah, I've got a lot of support from around the community, both like just back home, friends, family, everything.
Yeah.
And, some of the bigger names that I never met before, just reaching out to like
You're a
support,
big
so.
pot player, man.
I mean,
You don't slow down, but there's a big difference between 200 blinds and 20 blinds. We got to see a little glimpse of that. You played much better on 20. Waited around for the jacks, fought the top
It's
set.
easy, it's easy poker. I mean,
Yeah, that's fair.
It's fun, big dick swinging with a big stack.
That
Right?
is, okay, so walk me through this a little bit. Baby Dick, you have to sit this one out. Talk to me a little bit about the big dick swinging when you got all the chips.
AKA the little jackhammer that could.
Time the fuck out.
Shout out to all the ladies listening. We love women.
I need to know where the fuck this just came from. Like, where did Baby Dick come from? Like, who made this name up for you?
Well, so here's the thing. I've always been called multiple names. It was funny when we were talking to Brent earlier. He's like, yeah, I thought he was like Cletus or Fetus and all this stuff. And that's why he never realized that was B, like I told you
With the
earlier, on the
trolley
trolley
thing,
thing. A lot of people don't realize it. And,
Yeah, that happened in Pittsburgh.
yeah. And
The
so,
game of hide and seek they played together. That was so fun.
Peekaboo.
but what I realized is I kind of stopped telling the origins of my nicknames. And so I found it better to just leave it to
Oh,
people's
so Clarence is a
imagination.
nickname, not your real name.
I heard you
No.
said it the other day.
Yeah, it's Daniel, right?
yes.
Daniel's your real name?
Daniel's my real name. I would say Clarence was my self-proclaimed name.
Okay, I see. That's your rap alias.
I saw Baby
No,
Dick
that's
on
Baby
day
D.
4.
I
I
see.
saw
Well, technically,
Yeah.
back in high school, it was Soggy. But
right.
Clarence was my
I saw
self-proclaimed
you on day
name.
4. You came up and you introduced yourself to me, and I was like, so what's your real name? And you're just like, I go by Baby Dick.
I
No
literally-
joke.
Alright,
If
that's
you
it.
go up to
Yeah.
somebody like, "Hey, I met Dan," they're not going to
Yeah,
know.
that's
who
true.
you're
If
talking
you met
about.
Baby Dick, they know who it is.
And then,
That's
oh, yeah, your
100%
name's
true.
Baby, yeah.
You walked up to me at the party the other day, and I was shit-faced. I was so fucked up. And you just walk past, and you're like, hey, what's up? I'm Baby Dick. I absolutely lost it. I turned to my left. I said this 3 times already, but I turned to my left, and I was like, that man just introduced himself to me as Baby Dick. And Pete Morris was there, and he just started dying laughing.
The only reason I know your real name is because you were on the live stream on day 5. I think it was day 5.
Yeah, was it? Because then they ask you the information, like what's your Instagram, what's your Twitter, and I just said not allowed to put like. And then that's why I found it funny when people were telling me like, yeah, Lon McCarron won't say your name.
I was gonna.
And then
Yeah,
it seemed
were
like they came
I was
around.
gonna say, like, did you try to like lobby to get like Baby Dick on the graphic?
I didn't even put any of that. I was just,
Come on, he's a hometown boy. We keep it classy where we're from, Brian.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, when they
I
had
don't
me
know
fill
about
out my clipboard 2 years ago, I put about 17 nicknames.
Sure.
And I remember Norman Chad just reading through them. He just boom, 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 boom. Here it is. Here it is.
I mean, that's good TV. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, and then I added actually a couple more nicknames this time around because they wouldn't give me a clipboard, and I said, I'm not in construction anymore. Like, give it back. Like, I'm sick of seeing formerly in construction. I'd rather see, like, avid screw your neighbor player
Sure.
or like anything else. I wanna
Okay,
toss
people
up
don't
there.
know about Screw Your Neighbor, but that's the origin story for me. That's where I got my
That's
starting cards with
yeah,
Screw Your
same.
Neighbor.
what is
Ask Griff how well he plays screw your neighbor.
I'm sure he's a goddamn genius. He
He's
turned
a real
into a
wizard.
fucking nit these days. All right, now that Conrad's completely derailed my question, I'm going to ask it again. Walk me through your strategy whenever you're building these piles, because I think we can all agree you're capable of building a stack. It's what are you going to do with said stack that worries me. So walk me through a little bit of like day 4, day 5. you were swinging quite a lot. You had the big situation come up with against Chance where you 4-bet ripped the aces. Talk to me a little bit about that spot and, basically what went on from that point on.
So obviously day one went as well as possible.
Right.
I'm chip leader.
Sure.
Day two, I'm up on the stage the whole time, and looking back at like most of my day two content, I thought I played pretty well.
You played fucking good, dude.
I played the best
You stay
poker of my
humble.
life.
You played fucking great, dude.
So I pushed some people out of pots where I was beaten. I got paid in huge spots where like I'm over betting the pot. There was sometimes like I bet like 2.3x pot, and like I'm just getting called pretty fast. Like, and I got fortunate too, honestly, the first few days. Like all my tables acted really fast. I had no Euros with scarves over their eyes, like staring at me for 10 minutes. Like I was really well with the table draws. I see you guys got the Chance hand up here right now. So there's some build up to that like other people don't know about. And so we have me and my friend Franco Bonacci, heads up.
Shout out to Franco.
Shout out Frank's
Another
great run,
Yinzer.
finished 44th.
Okay.
But yeah, they put us like on the big stage. It doesn't feel real, right? So, me and like one of my buddies from back home, we're playing at the same table on day
Right.
3. So we have that happen. They only have us up there for the first level or two.
Right. Yeah.
It was slow, it was the page, it was the bubble. The table breaks and they take me back out to the common folk. So like now I'm with the peasants again. And I bust the guy 2 to my right, who comes up with Mr. Cornuth,
Sure.
and he's got chips.
Always.
And there's already some build up prior to that. I texted him the night before and was like, we're fucking with each other. And I'm like, you bastard, you passed me. Like I wanted to be day 2
Yeah,
leader,
coast
for
to
sure.
coast, right?
Yeah, wire to wire.
Yeah.
So we're messing around with each other. So he sits down, he makes a jab like I'm gonna steal your big blinds, and he's raising pussy like I'm folding to him. Said, okay. So we get in a big pot and like I 4-bet him. He folds. And I bink fucking 2-7 offsuit right off his face and go, pussy. So I mean I
You
can't say
guys
that.
are just having a real good time.
I'm having a fucking party at this event. Like,
Right.
in my mind, it's the World Series of Rigby, right?
Sure.
WSOR.
Yeah. So me and Chance are having a good time. Great guy, and we're just having a good time, and like that's how he plays too, and he's an exceptional player.
Sure.
But you have that build up, right? And then that table breaks, and the next time I see Chance, here he comes with a mountain of fucking chips again, and he's coming 2 to my left. Awful for me, right?
Right.
And now it's my turn. Hey, I'm going to steal your big blinds, right? So I say that to him. I say, I'm going to steal your big blinds. And I actually asked him, I said, how much do you have? And he sits there and counts it out. 3.2 million. I said, oh, perfect. I have 3.4. I'm going to fucking bust your ass. Then, like, the next hand, like, I look down at aces, and I'm like, this is the fucking Matrix, right? Like, this
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.